PSS Pro version 3 overview. On the icon on the desktop, you'll find the icon for PSS Pro version 3. If you double click it, and the program will open. When it opens in the domain menu. As you can see, the links to open up different objects are on the left-hand side. The version number of the software is at the bottom. Current version for PSS Pro is version 3.65. At the top, you'll see the file. That's standard with probably any program. The help, about PSS Pro, the quick start manual if you need to find it or read it again, and system utilities. Let's select system utilities real quick, and let's talk about this. Anytime you do an update, you'll want to come to the system utilities on your standalone. Now you can run it from any remote, but you need to make sure that everybody else is off of the system. You just leave everything highlighted, just select perform selected maintenance, and it rebuilds the index, repacks the tables, and just does database maintenance. The check integrity checks the integrity for your data links, and it'll tell you if there's any errors, and it'll fix any errors. If you find that your program is running slow, because databases normally, after a lot of use, get what we call air into them. It's like a lot of spaces. If you want to make the database smaller, you can come here and run the perform selected maintenance. And run the check index integrity. We'll close that. You'll see in my program that there's a purchase button right here. It's grayed out. That's because, of course, my program is already activated. One of the things when we double click PSS Pro version 3, when it comes up, this will come up, but there'll be an activation window that'll come up in here. You can choose to continue without activating, or you can continue to request an activation key. You'll need to purchase it, then request the activation key. And if you want to add the activation key, it's under right below the system utilities. All right. Contacts. This is where there's 3 different types of contacts in PSS Pro version 3. You have clients, paralegals, attorneys. That's where they would fall up under there. And you also have servers. Sometimes a client will be a server, because you'll send papers to a server, and then sometimes the server will send papers to you. So in the program, if we look at one, you can actually select them to be a client and a server. In the particular drop downs inside the software, if it's only a client, then the client will never show up in the server field. If you select client and server, then they would show up in either field. Another thing that we added in PSS Pro version 3 is the ability to make clients and or servers inactive. Sometimes servers don't do right. You don't think they did your paper right or whatever. Make a note, make them inactive. If you ever try and enter them in the system again, it'll tell you the name already exists, and then you just need to go to contacts and find out what the notes say, and then make a determination of whether or not you want to use them again or not. As you go through here, if you click company name, this will take you to the company. As you can see, in this particular case, the paralegal is entered in under there. Let's go back and fix something real quick. So now we go back and look at View Company, and we see that we've actually added their title as paralegal. If we added their phone number, their direct phone number, then that would be listed there. If this law firm had 10 paralegals, all of the paralegals would be entered here. We go back to the listing for the company. As you can see, the display name is taken from here, and the address is taken from whatever name is listed here. we can change the company name on a paralegal or on a server, and it'll change their address. And if we go and look at the company now, you'll see that it's actually selected as Magnum Diego, and you'll see that person's name is listed under there. The server works the same way, looks the same as a client form. The only difference is the default is for server. You don't enter the address for the company here, you enter it when you create the company. Okay, you can view the company record here, or you can view the company record here. We're going to skip the process entry because that's what I call the heart of the system, and there'll be a video specifically for that. Accounting. We can look at detailed invoices. This is what the invoice looks like in the software. If you want, if you do print, you have a choice of either previewing or printing the invoice. From the preview screen, you can actually print it also. The default for the software is set for net 30. You can set your software to be net 20, net 10, net whatever, and PSS Pro will actually calculate that. Whatever the default is, it has to be used throughout the whole program. When your programs go past, in this particular case, this invoice was created June 2nd. When it goes past July 2nd, so on July 3rd, then the invoice status will automatically change to past due if it's not paid. When you accept payments, you can accept full payments by cash, credit card, or check, and you can also select partial payment, and it will actually adjust the balance, and then it will actually change to past due if the full balance isn't paid in full. You can go to process entry by case list. In other words, when you get into the process entry, you'll see case list or by case number. The case number is listed on the invoice PSS Pro ID. All cases are invoices. All invoices are created by case number. Okay? We'll talk about the difference between a case number and a field sheet number in a little bit, in the next video. You can actually void out, let's go back here. You can add, remove items on the invoice from the invoice screen. And say you forgot to add a rush fee, you can add the rush fee. You can also void the entire invoice and start over. You can also go to the invoice list, and from the invoice list you can actually sort by invoice numbers, by date, by due date, by status. Status would be print pending or past due.